You're flexing on TikTok. All that fancy clothes you buy, sponsored by the mystery guy. Girl, we not taking mama guy. Cause every bed you live
99.9 WEFM.
Activated mornings on WEFM 99.9 is on now.
All right, it is now 9:22.
A question for you, right? So the song I was playing just now, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you carry a girl out, right? You're thinking that you're getting towards... this is not the talk to me. Yeah? I just try to find out something from Ari. You take a girl out, right? You're thinking that y'all are going to have a relationship and that kind of thing, right? You take her out, you're buying her this, you're buying her that, and you just see on her social media, all she doing is putting pictures like she alone. She took herself out. She not posting you. What are your thoughts on that?
It's convent girl behavior.
Yes, I'm
but the time is 9:22, soon to be 9:23. Well, it is 9:23 now in St. Vincent.
Why you not answering me directly? You're going to feel away?
Have the discussion. Let me do the extra first. The time is 9:23 and St. Vincent Grenadines. You listen to Ari and Roleza, and we are activated mornings this morning. Now, this is our Talk to Me segment where whatever you want to talk about, we will discuss it this morning. The number to call is 457-9997. Also, the number to WhatsApp 457-9997, where you can also place calls. We're also live on YouTube and Facebook at WEFM 99SVG. So, what is your question?
Oh, you want me to say it again? If you take a girl out, okay, no. If you've been talking to a young lady, right? I assume it's a young lady, but you've been talking to a young lady.
2024 have an open mind because I could have a young man. I can. We're not open. Sorry, I couldn't keep
Ari,
the face.
If that is your persuasion, I will never judge you.
And you will respect it.
I will never judge you.
You will respect it.
So let's put it this way. If Ari is taking somebody out.
Yes.
Right?
It's 2024.
And so he's thinking that it's going to lead to a relationship. But let's just say, okay, maybe not necessarily just the first date, but you see the first date he or she, the person has posted pictures of them being on this date, right? And it's happened on repeated occasions. And they've never asked for you to take a photo with them and for you to be posted on social media. How are you going to feel?
Like I talking to a convent girl.
You start back again with the convent girl. I tell you,
I will never end. I will never end. Convent girl, the root of all evil. Not like the VC3 announcer. Mine was jokes. But I remove myself from that situation if it is that I'm having a conversation and it's a repeated offense. I feel like they're involved with somebody else or they're ashamed to be seen with me in some way, shape, or form.
But there are some persons who don't, even up to getting married, they don't post pictures of their significant other. Like some persons, for their own peace. Yeah, but the question was is if you would feel used, if you're being used.
If I'm the only person spending, yeah.
Okay.
If it is that you're taking me out sometimes, then okay, well, at least it's a mutual thing. Or if it is that you're feeding my soul in another way, or you're genuinely making me happier and you're supportive and you advise me and you just generally my peace, then I don't think I would read into it because I don't need validation from others in whatever situation that I'm in.
Okay, and even if it's a case where you're always posting your significant other and they never post you,
I think I'll match the energy.
And not post them at all?
Yeah.
You think it might lead to a problem in your relationship though?
If it leads to a problem, then that says a lot. Because if you're not doing it, why it is that you have the same expectations from me?
Okay. All right. Now, it's always interesting because I know sometimes that it would lead to questions of not wanting for others to know that you are in a relationship. So that is why, yeah. Right?
Somebody else says that I never do. My life is not a commercial.
I don't know. I think maybe in this case, both parties probably need to talk about it, right? Because there are some persons who don't mind, and I don't like using the word advertising, but they don't mind showing who it is that they're with and the activities that they're involved with this person. But I think it can create a problem within the relationship where one wants for it to be done, or one is doing it and the other doesn't do it. I think it would create some tension because the first question is, why is it that you quote unquote, maybe are ashamed to post me? Or why is it that you don't want for others to know that you are with me? So, yeah, I don't know. It's just a conversation to be had, I suppose.
I don't generally post people like that. But if we're in a relationship and I feel like the relationship is going somewhere, then it is that I feel comfortable posting. But I don't know. I always judge, maybe not openly, but deep in my heart, I was judging people who have one boyfriend posting or one girlfriend posting today, and then next week they have somebody else.
And then they have to take down all the pictures, replacing you with a new one.
For those who are listening via internet, we seem to be having some technical difficulties that we're trying to resolve, but we do apologize for any inconvenience caused.
The online radio, it's been acting up since Sunday. All right,
I'm not sure what's going on there.
I'd raise it. Okay.
All right, so talk to me for today. Is poor work ethic causing Vincentians to be left behind? And it's motivated from an opinion piece on IWN by Sheldon Bramble, which is probably a pseudonym. But yeah, Roleza, you
okay.
See, put on your phone.
Yeah, well, I think letting you read it. All right. No,
I
you're
can't
not.
read.
Anyways, so yes, as Ari said, it's an opinion piece that was posted on Eyewitness News, and it generated some discussion. So I'm just putting it out there, right, for us to discuss. So the person states a job position is conventionally viewed as better if it brings a higher salary as compared to others. I feel like they're shouting. All right, let me take it down a notch. However, this is slowly beginning to prove a problem for some Vincentians who are being left behind and being replaced by other employees. Some of these employees taking their jobs are foreigners. Higher pay without proper dedication and delivery of service is not adding up well for some local workers. Their inability to value opportunities and comply with agreements is backfiring on them. All right, so I'm not reading the whole thing. I'm just going to read certain parts, right? There's a recent culture of greed in this country, like many other places, which is accompanying development, especially over the last 2 decades or so. It is currently in its ripened stage. 1 second. All right, and that's the reason why I was shouting. All right, quick money and entitlement are driving a cross-section of Vincentians to become abusive of privileges where they work. Ingratitude for their jobs and laziness is an epidemic. But this mentality is beginning to backfire on many who cannot last on a job very long. The love of money is the root of all evil. The love of money, above honesty, being principled, above being grateful and pleasing customers. One of the things that they made mention of recently, an older Vincentian lamented that he only employs foreigners now because the locals only like to make quick money and drink it out on weekends. Yeah, right. That by itself is a different topic. But
that's all like all they do is they on both.
All they what? It's what?
You know, the guys say all young girls do is they on both cock off or something so yeah, it said, and it was a big deal for a while. I tried to remember what it was. Maybe Crystal remember when she comes in.
Okay.
But like, all young girls do is they on both something, and then a lot of women were making fun of it.
Okay, I think that one passed me.
Okay.
They're not available to do any overtime and have to be policed into delivering properly on their jobs. This is a sad situation. Many are losing and do not even realize their own plight. When it comes to construction workers, there are hardly any good stories to tell. Heartlessness and abuse of clients at the order of the day, lies and more lies. All right. They said people who do a better job with decency and responsibility are being despised by their fellow employees, and the co-workers and employers at times like to ride these honest work horses. However, holding one's own and delivering well, though always a lonely road, will pay off for many in the long run. All right. The article also says, workers, when you start, do not follow others who are ready to complain, moan, and behave like they are always entitled to more. Rome was not built in a day, and your success will take time and honest hard work. A higher paying job will always be out there. Instead, be faithful to your employer, make the paying customer happy, and do an honest job. Going beyond the call of duty often brings blessings and more opportunities, right? They summed it up with a little bit of word of encouragement to employers, just one piece. And employers, do not abuse your employees, invest in them, hold professional development events for them, help them to progress and teach them the value of work, and help them to appreciate having good work ethics. So that was an opinion piece that generated a bit of discussion under it. And All right. So before I continue, Ari, what do you make of it?
It's the same thing that I've been saying since the beginning of time. Our
You've been
customer
around that
service
long?
here is, yes, I was right there, me and Dave. The customer service is me, Dave, and the supreme leader.
I'm not
The
laughing
customer
anymore.
service here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines is horrible. Vincentians have a culture of complaining when it is that they can just put in the work. That is why a few weeks or months ago when Krista was saying that someone told her that they don't want to come into work on come to Kingston to sell on a Sunday because the tourists on the cruise ships, they don't buy. But it is your job to sell, to market yourself. The same way I feel about the rainforest and how you pronounce it?
Radio?
Raining situation. Instead of simply complaining, are you going to band together and put in the work? I do think that there's a general entitlement outside of work here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and even in the workforce here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and it shows, especially if you're coming from a foreign country, seeing what is happening in St. Vincent. It shows. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning, Roleza
Hey,
and Harry.
congrats!
Good morning.
Wow. Congrats to you.
How are you? How are you all doing?
We're good.
Yeah,
we're
we got
good.
this morning, man.
Well, hey, you see that balance of act where the workers in St. Vincent are concerned. When Big Sand Hotel came to Union Island in 2001, we brought in the Belgian man. He opened one of the best hotels. We told him you'll have to take staff from Union Island, you'll have to take staff from St. Vincent. And we told him how much he have to pay. I said, well, hey, this girl from Camden Park, this is a mother of 3 children, right? One father, 3 children. Ensure when she leaves down here every month for a little 2 days off, you donate things to the family and you send things. And that is how we set it. We ain't even follow no labor laws here because let me tell you, some of the staff who working in St. Vincent, the hotels, I ain't sure if they get free food. In Barbados, every single hotel worker by union must get breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That ain't nothing to do with your money. The hotel have to provide that. Here, I don't know if they do provide that.
Well, I know
I'm not sure. Maybe
I think Sanders does, and when I worked at Raffles and Canawan, we also had meals provided to us.
yes, the Grenadines for sure. Yes, the Grenadines for sure. The work ethics up. Yes, you will have a lot of problems because pay is different. You understand is like you have labor work, you have skilled workers, etc., etc. Some of the things that's going on, some people are underpaid. So you're not going to get the production out of them. And then when the day to get paid, you have to stand up for so long to get the money and all them kind of things there. So therefore, you'll get a kind of rebuttal. Anyway, you all touched on a subject yesterday which needs some more length or it needs sorry, coming back over, do it back over. The one about the if you think that persons are being copied, the copyrights are being lost here. Well, let me give you an example. In 2017.
Okay, to clarify though, you mean if business ideas are being copied? Because that was what we were talking about, businesses.
Okay.
All right.
Yes, it received a lot of popularity. A lot of people looked at it. So I'm the only suggestion maybe perhaps you guys would like to do it in a broader form again, because in 2017, a certain man here by the name of Mr. Crichton in St. Vincent wrote to Caribbean Airlines in Trinidad and said he would like to invest in doing a video in St. Vincent using a tourism backdrop because there was none then. You could check your history. Caribbean Airlines wrote back and told him, I'm sorry, right now the marketing thing in there and thing and so on and so forth to cut the story down. 2019, a man called from Trinidad and said, hey, now one partner, you and the Vincentian guy that want to do a video with Caribbean Airlines with the backdrop, an in-flight video. He said, boy, Marshall Montana had the thing down here, boy. The man lost his mind. So he didn't protect his idea. He didn't go to the world, World Intellectual Properties. He didn't do anything like that. And I myself and our cooperative here in Stony Ground has had to deal with a situation this year, which I call the radio station I mentioned, but I ain't called no name. But we put the article in the St. Vincent Times. I can tell you now, we have received redress. We got it sorted out. All it is, somebody come to our cooperative, ask us what kind of machines we want. We write it down, but we put a track on it because one of them is an oil extraction machine or an expeller. And on the 26th of January this year, it was announced that machines giving out. And we went down to the place and went up on the truck and we saw exactly the same machines we ordered off the paper on there. We mentioned it and we got redress for it. I ain't saying criticizing. So you have to take care of your ideas out here because sometimes when you actually put them out, brother, somebody takes them or use elements of them. And I'm tired of it. So that conversation needs a bigger conversation. I'm going to tell you the last one again, guys. I worked to Inter-Caribbean Airlines last year. We deal with airline management, blah, 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 blah. And so much experience we have here, but I try to get a competition done. I'm not going to the full details.
Mm-hmm.
Inter-Caribbean refused me. But yet still I can see a media entity in St. Vincent trying to use my thing. Because they try a thing way down in Chateaubelair and we caught them and when we asked the lady, how is it you dealing with this thing with Inter-Caribbean? She so well knows somebody else. So we explained to her, girl, sometimes when people put you on thing, you have to check here. She said, I said, no, you ain't have no problem. You ain't have no problem because I said, I'll send you the letter. The girl put her hand in her mouth and she bawled. I said, but sweetie, no problem. They come again, this particular news entity in St. Vincent again. Out of that whole plan, you say you're sending your 2 workers on Inter-Caribbean Airlines to Jamaica to test the flight.
Sorry.
So I'm not calling no name, I'm not calling no news entity.
You
so
said
those
enough.
2 ladies,
you said enough.
no, but those two ladies, I wrote to them and I congratulated them personally and I sent the letter to them. And they were like shocked, like, I say, yeah, what they do in St. Vincent, right, is if Ari write to Roleza a business plan, Roleza will probably say, well, all right, hey boy, another 6 months I could deal with that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then all of a sudden you're seeing a piece of it coming out and you have no evidence. So I want to advise Vincentians, World Intellectual Properties, please read it. Stop run through the pictures and thing and run through the music. Read, oh gosh, read. Don't listen alone. Click on YouTube and you could read. Put the phone away from you and read. If you want to get it, just press stop and read it. You must read it. I am sick and tired of these things being done to us. Look, we brought a marijuana company into St. Vincent, okay? And we have been marginalized, excluded, and treated with contempt. We ain't ready yet, you know, because this is 4 years. When you make money, we make money. But the marginalization, the exclusion, and let me tell you, you see some of the people in St. Vincent who was against weed. They can't even write anything about weed in the newspaper. And then was it first set in the newspaper from the newspaper to run an open factory? Where the factory is today?
All right.
It's 8 investors.
Right.
Yeah. But Ari, just quickly, is eight investors we lost. This is the 9th one, and we catch them. Thanks a lot. Take care. Have a nice day, guys. Great.
You see that is what I was running from saying yesterday. That happens a lot here in St. Vincent. I try to not say a lot of things. Trust me, there's a lot of things that I try not to say.
Imagine if you had a podcast. I'm giving you ideas.
Listen, that's a normal thing. You would send certain ideas to certain financial institutions, certain government office, and then you want to, okay, we need some time to process this and whatever, and they pinch the friend, hey, this is the idea. Then you see somebody else come with your idea. Full force, fully supported, sponsors, everything. And it's something that happens it happens too frequent. I'm glad the caller brought it up. But I like the way he approaches things, and he would call in, comment on the topic, and then quick segue.
I would just say one thing though, with regards to protection of rights. Let's say you've come up with something, a particular idea, And I know that he spoke about the intellectual something body, I think. But if you want guidance, especially if you have a business and it may be a novel idea or you believe that it's a novel idea, you can go to SIPO to get some guidance. All right. So just putting it out there for those persons who may be trying to protect their business rights, their business itself. You can go to SIPO because they'll be able to guide you with regards to your intellectual property, etc., intellectual property rights, etc. Right. So just letting you know. Right.
All right.
All right. Do we have time to do this, or you want us to take it up tomorrow?
To do what?
What is our talk to me? So, headed.
Well, you could wrap it up.
All right. So there's a thing. All right. Let me see if I can wrap it up in 2 minutes or under that. So I noted the points that Ari made and the points that were inside of the article. Right now, the article was only speaking on one hand in terms of employees and the way in which they approach their jobs. Now, yes, that particular article was not speaking about the counter argument in terms of what employees probably face on the job based on their employers. There is one thing that I would say though, in that, and I kind of said it last week when I was rambling off at the end of the session, but one of the things that I would always say to persons, whether or not you like the job that you are doing, I would strongly advocate that you do the job and do it to the best of your ability. If it's a case where you think that you're just going to come into the job, just do the job and go home, as long as your task is completed, then let that be the case, right? I think that there are way too many persons who say that they're unhappy with the job for whatever reason, and they shortchange their employer. But at the end of the month, they're looking for their full salary. Yes, you may not like a job that you're doing, but at the end of the day, whatever it is that you're doing, it speaks about you, the individual, right? It speaks about your work ethic. It speaks about your time management. It speaks about your general proficiency and efficiency. And the thing about it is that I always say, when it comes down to the end of it, whether or not you like the job and you're leaving the job, do not give your employer a reason to necessarily say something negative about you, right? Because your professionalism and, as I said, your efficiency, all of those good things have to be what sells you in the end. You don't like it, you can find another job. But at the end of it all, do what it is that you have to do it to the best of your ability. And leave if you have to, but don't give an employer a negative reason to speak bad about your work performance. And that's just my thoughts.
Yeah, I won't say because we don't really have time. A lot of the pay and the work that people expect you to do for the pay doesn't match.
That too, but
they don't meet. We're running parallel. They don't meet at all, and that is one of the major problems here in St. Vincent. But generally, especially persons employed by the government. Them is some of the most lazy people that you would meet. Them some of the people.
I think it depends on where you're going, Ari. It depends on where you're going. There are some,
generally speaking,
but
boy,
I know exactly why I said and where you're coming.
You would see them, and then as soon as 12 o'clock they gone for lunch. As soon as walk time, they out today and ask how much work they do during the day. But it is 9:45 time, so and we have to make way for a community dateline this morning.